teenager. Now, the truth be told, while you are growing up, particularly when you get to meet adolescent, all your hormones begin to grow with you. You grow with feelings and emotions. That's a certainty. Do you
Yes.
understand now?
Yes,
So
sir.
while growing with feelings and emotions, there is possibility for you to just want to be with opposite sex. But no, you need to ask yourself, what do I stand to
To
gain?
gain.
What exactly is teenagehood?
Thank you. Teenagehood is a period where a child grows to become a young adult.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people actually time this on this age range to be called adolescence. It's called adolescence. So it's a time where a child grows to become a young adult. And the age range is between 10 to 19. Extensively it could be 20 or 21 at times. So, and this age range is actually
Divided is categorized into three phases. We have what is called the young adolescent, and then we also have what is called the mid adolescent, and also we have what is called the late adolescence. So the young adolescence is age of 10 to 13, where a child is not really expected to, at this particular age range, there's no much changes in terms of physical changes. It's not really expected from a child. And then we have what is called the mid-adolescent. The mid-adolescent is from the age of 13 to 17. And at this particular age range, you see a lot of physical changes in a young child, in a teenager. A lot of physical changes. It could be mental change, it could be physical change, a lot of changes. And then the late adolescence is from 17 to 19, at times extended to 20 or 21. So when we talk about teenagehood, we're talking about the age range from 10 to 19, like I just said.
Okay. Okay. What are teenagers expected to focus on during this age range?
Age range. Oh, thank you. Well, to say, I must say that during the teenagehood,
Okay.
a young, let me say, a teenager is expected to focus on his or her, building what is called academic capacity.
Okay.
What do I mean? Now, when we say academic capacity, it's not only limited to going to school, because your education could be formal or informal.
Informal.
So
Yes.
at this range, a child is expected to be focused. So you are focused based on your studies. If you want to learn one or two skills, you developing your capacity. Now, particularly when you are in the age of 13 to 17, because most of the development that takes place or that take place in a child takes place within the age of 13 to 17. You will see that if it is a girl, she grows up to be like, you see some beauty coming out. And if it's a boy, you see some increasing in height, you see some physique, breeding of muscles and all within that age range. So which means that within that age range, in fact, some hormones are being developed during this particular age range, from which is mid-adolescent, the mid-adolescent from 13 to 17. So there are much development that take place during this age range. So a teenager is expected to be focused, face your studies, look for one or two skills you want to learn, because from this age range, it is what that child is able to learn from this particular age range that he or she grows up to become when he or she gets to 19, 20, and 21.
21.
Now let me say real quick that from that age of 13 to 17, where we say that a child is, a lot of development takes place
Yes.
within that particular age range. No, it is what you learn, it is what you acquire at that moment that becomes your inspiration. Let me put it again. Now, which means that you are learning, that's information. You are getting information, and it is a mind that is informed that gets inspired, which
Yes.
means your inspiration is a function of what information that you have acquired. That is why you see a lot of people today that, it's what they see on the social media, maybe from the TV screen and all, that they want to practice, because that is what they have built their art to learn. That is what they have built their mind to learn. So within this age range, if you are able to acquire good knowledge, if you're able to develop yourself, in terms of academics, or you have one skills or the other. So when you get to the late adolescent, you begin to exhibit those things. Now, which means that you have information, the information becomes your inspiration. Your inspiration will now become your aspiration. Look at that now, which means that your inspiration is a function of what information that you have acquired from age of 13 to what 17.
17.
Now, when you get to late adolescence, from 19 to 20 to 21, you begin to aspire. You want to just become great in life. You just want to become a medical doctor, and you begin to live that thing out. That people see that thing around you. Oh, because you have that skills, because you have learned, you have developed those skills while you are growing up. But if you're unable, if you miss it, that's the problem. That a lot of teenagers today, they miss their mid adolescent, and that becomes a lot of problem when they get to what late adolescent, because they have mixed it. You see what they begin to exhibit. It's only maybe only all they know is Charlie Poppy, all they know is Ashake, all they know, you understand now. Yes. And that's the only thing they can recite, because no skills has been acquired, no information has been given to the mind. You understand now? So yes, they do not have inspiration, and they will never aspire to be anything great. That is why you see them after secondary school, that you'll be like, you've not been to school? Oh no, I didn't pass WAEC. The person is giving up. No, and do you understand that? Because yes, there is no aspiration, because there is no what? Inspiration. And there will not be inspiration when there is no what? Information. No, it is called a composite function in calculus. Because that is it. It's called what? A composite function in calculus. So that means that a teenager is expected to what? To build what is called informative capacity, be it formal or informal.
Mr. Todd,
Hello.
do you think it is right for teenagers to have boyfriend or girlfriend?
I like that question.
Let me be practical because of that question. I will be a little bit practical. Everybody will agree with me that when you hit in order to kill your own girl. Am I right?
Yes.
Or to grow, you want to increase your height, you want to look good. Because there's no way you look good without good food. Am I right?
Yes.
So you want to agree with me on that. And also when you take water to kill your takes. Am I right?
Yeah.
So now look at that, which means for everything that we do, there's a reason. That's a purpose for what we do. That's what it means. Yes. Now the first thing you ask yourself as a teenager, if I want to begin to chase after a girl or after girls or after boys or after a boy, what do I stand to gain as a teenager? Now, the truth be told, while you are growing up, particularly when you get to meet adolescent, all your hormones begin to grow with you. You grow with feelings and emotions. That's a certainty. Yes. Do you understand now? Yes, so while growing with feelings and emotions, there is possibility for you to just want to be with opposite sex. But no, you need to ask yourself, what do I stand to gain? Okay. Now look at it now. So during this period now, if there's nothing to gain, there's nothing to gain, you don't have to go into it. Like when you take water, you cure your taste, am I right? Yes. And then you get relieved. Am I right? You get some ease. Now, when you have a boyfriend at 13, 14, 15, tell me, what do you stand to gain? Nothing. Do you understand now? So when you go into that and that now, but you stand to lose a lot. Nothing to gain, but you stand to what? To lose a lot. You might be distracted from your academics. You have a plan. That is when your boyfriend will disturb you. Come and visit me. And then if you miss it at 13, maybe no sex at 13, you might not miss it at 14. And if you have good intention for doing it, maybe you just want to take the part of, maybe you say maybe you are lonely and they just need someone to say, hello, how are you? That's your own intention. What about your partner? That might be his or her intention. That might not be his or her intention. The intention might be to defy you. The intention might be to get impregnated. And then you are aiming to become a doctor. You have aspiration because you are informed. Am I right? You have inspiration. And then you have good insight to become a great man, a great woman tomorrow. But your partner might not have that is the same IQ. Do you understand now? So when you say you want to go into that thing and that person will now become a distraction to your own plans. Yes. You become a distraction to the future you have. And that is why, so there's nothing you stand to gain when you run after boys or after girls at your teenagehood. So adolescents, you are meant to build your capacity. So I will say to you categorically, as teenagers, you do not need to go into running after girls or boys as teenagers. You just hold on. Be successful, build your capacity first, get informed, get inspiration, and then aspire for greater life or a greater future. And then all these things you're looking for, maybe you need a good man. In fact, when you have built your capacity to a certain stage, there are some set of girls that cannot come your way. And also, there are some set of boys that cannot come your way because you have built your capacity. A miscreant will not walk up to you because you have capacity, you have built capacity. Yeah. Do you understand now? Your IQ, your horizon have been broadened. You have a greater IQ. Any other person cannot come your way. Do Do you understand? About as a teenager, and because you do not know so much, anybody that comes your way, you just want to take it. Maybe you might be freaked. Look at that. Maybe height might freak you. Maybe beauty might freak you. Or no, you understand? It might get you freaked because you are still teenager, and there's a limit to what you can think. So at
Is it true that physical contact,
Okay.
like hugging, shaking, kissing, can lead to pregnancy? Because
Oh.
my mom once told me that.
Okay. Well.
thank you for that particular question. There's nothing like that. Let me be blunt. There's nothing like you getting pregnant as a result of physical contact, kissing, hugging, and all. But the point is this that we must be very careful about is physical contact with opposite gender, boy, with a girl can stimulate your sex hormones. Do not forget that we have established that now while you are growing up, you are growing with what? Feelings and emotion,
Emotions.
particularly at your mid adolescent. So when
Yes.
you begin to kiss and you begin to hug opposite gender, there are two basic, sex hormones that I would like you to understand. We have what is called progesterone and progesterone. The
Yes.
progesterone is found in the male teenager.
Yes.
It's a sex hormone for male,
Yeah.
while the progesterone is
It's
a
for
sex hormone
female.
for
Female.
female.
Yes.
Now, while you are growing up, all these hormones begin to grow with you. But you see, all these hormones are subjected to some determinants. They can be stimulated beyond measure. When you begin to hug, when you begin to kiss at early stage, this hormone will begin to grow more than expectation. So it will get to a point that you will not be able to control these because you have developed them beyond measure while you are growing up. And that's why some people become addicted to sex. They can't do without having sex because maybe while they were growing up, they were exposed to these determinants that that actually stimulate their sex hormones. Do you understand now? But that you will get pregnant, no, far from it. But the problem we have in this part of the world is that most of African women or parents tend to
Yes.
say that to get you frightened,
Yeah.
to get you scared, because they do not understand sex education. Do you understand? They do not know what progesterone is. They do not understand what progesterone is. So they tend to tell you that instead of them to tell you that no, when you get close to opposites, sex, and then you are kissing, you are hugging, you are doing that will stimulate your, all these sex hormones. They tend to scare you away. Do you understand that? But you cannot get pregnant when somebody hugs you, shakes you, or something like that. But those things can stimulate your sex hormone and get you active quickly. And it will get to a time that you will not be able to actually control yourself. You just want to be with opposite sex. So it is best to abstain from that when you are still a teenager.
Mr. Thought,
Hello.
why is it that African parents always get it wrong with their children, resulting into their children not willing to share their challenges and opinion with them?
Oh my goodness. I like that. And I'm going to try to actually iron it out. See, it's a problem in Africa. It's a big problem that a lot of parents tend not to get close to their children while they are growing, particularly the female children. Do you understand that they tend to, they think that they should just bully them, scare them away. There is no proper orientation. And then we all need orientation. And then when a child grows up and discovers that, well, my parent is not actually close to me, how I feel, my feeling is not, my parent is not interested in how I feel, that child tends to, run away from the parent or keep somebody else outside that he or she tends to relate with. So the problem is African parents actually miss it big time
when it comes to getting close to their children. Parents should learn how to get close to their children. That when somebody is disturbing, the point is look at you. Somebody might be disturbing you outside because you are not in school uniform. The person might think, oh, look at this grown-up girl. Hey, come on, I want to have you. Then that person disturbs you. If your parent is not close to you, you will not be able to express to your mom. And at times you try to tell your mom, buruku ni e, what in doko, that kind of a thing. You get scared and you are frightened and you don't want to open up next time. Like you have not done that thing. That's the problem. And that is why we have this platform where parents can actually encourage their children to be. You can learn one or two things. We have a lot of therapists in the building that can help you manage you while you grow up, particularly when you are in your mid adolescent. You need someone to be a good mentor, a coach actually, somebody who has been through the experience and can also relate with your feelings. Somebody you can actually tell, oh mom, I feel I have a crush. But I don't want to do it, mom. Is it good for me? Look at that. But African parents today, when a child walks up to the mom or the father and say, Daddy, I have a crush. You know that kind of a thing. And then you get scared. You don't want to tell your mom again. Even when you, and then you want to, I would then do it. You have not been doing it. That's a problem. So it's a problem in Africa. But then we thank God for social media and something like this where you can actually go yourself. You can just not only music and all. We are saying music is good, but then learn something that can broaden your horizons, something that can actually get you inspired to aspire for what? A better life. So you can be on a channel like this, watch and then ask questions. Ask questions when you are feeling like somebody is disturbing you and you feel like, I don't want to do this. I have plans for my life. And I know that there's nothing I'm gaining from this thing. What do I do? Who do I relate with this? Oh no, this with. You can be on a channel like this and ask questions. That is it.
Okay, Mr. Therapist.
Yeah.
So, how can we help those teenagers out there that are already engaged in sexual relationship?
This is a very, very interesting one. I also tried on that. I'm telling you, truth be told, a lot of teenagers out there are victims. You see it in them. They just want to have sex. They communicate it as if they are singing music. You see that they see it as fun. And the problem is they get affected at the long run. How do we be of help to them? We mentor them. Parents should be intentional about their children. Parents should get close to their children. That's the first factor. Get close to your boy. A lot of these boys do not really want to do that thing, but they because of they meet some of their friends in the school who are already into this art, and then they get what influence. So when parents are not close to their children, this parent, this children feel like it is right for me. Let me do it because at times they feel intimidated because they are not doing that thing. Do you understand now? So parents need to get close to they need to be intentional about their what about their children. And also, children should be willing to be successful themselves. And yes, it is high time we get it right. We are not meant to be poor. We are not meant to be wretched. We are not meant to be in the street and then get unwanted pregnancy. We are not meant to be out there. We are run mad out there. We are meant to be competing with the children of the rich people. Do you understand? How do we do that? Getting right information into our score, and then we get good inspiration from what we have acquired, and then we aspire for greatness. You could be a medical doctor, you could be the president of Nigeria tomorrow, you could be a lawyer tomorrow, and we get that straight. If our parents are messing up, we will not mess up with our destinies. Do you understand now? And how do you be of help to yourself? You go on a channel like this. Not everything is not comedy, not all the time. You understand now? Get information from where you can be helped and then ask questions. See someone, a good mentor. You need a good mentor, a good coach to lead you through the path, and then you will not make no mistake. You will make no mistake, rather.
Okay, Mr. Todd. Thank you so much for the